Awesome. Some people are hyped for your run, man. They can't even see it from where they are.
They just hear the music, they know.
That's all. That's all they need to know. All right, well, whenever you're ready, just give me a countdown.
All right, once I get everything equipped here, I'm going to mute my phone so it can drive me crazy too. All right, so we're going to start. I'll go countdown 3.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah!
So for this first boss, technically you're not supposed to be able to kill this boss early on when you're doing a first casual playthrough. Thanks to the cleric, if I can do this right, I'm just going to try to not die. If you die, you actually get transported to the main land. You have to glitch out of bounds to get back up here. The goal is to not have to do that, and I'm going to take my time, try to be generous and not overextend, but I'm also trying to go fast, so I'm going to already... Whew, that was already too risky. I shouldn't have gone for that attack. So what happens with this boss is every 4 hits staggers the boss, so ideally you want to get 3 hits in on 2 of his attacks, and then the 4th hit when he turns around to attack you, and only 1 of his 3 attacks you cannot do that with, and essentially we're hoping that doesn't happen. That move where he uses both his hands is the least beneficial move because you usually only get 1 attack in during it. So I'm gonna be pretty honest, I think I'm just gonna quiet time for a second. For me, y'all can talk or do whatever, I just need to make sure I'm not overextending with my hits. Alright, so we're gonna go 1, 2, 3. That's 4. Alright. 2. Whew, that was close. Should not have done that either. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you hit him as he jumps, it actually stops the animation if you do it at the right time so he doesn't fly too far away, and you can continue to hit him after that. And that's one of the better ways to gain what you can out of that. If you miss the hit, he can sometimes jump really far away like that, and you will not be able to get the 3 hits in. 1, 2, 4. All right. So at this point, just rolling to play it safe. Oh, that is not safe. Bad safe. Whew. I'm not counting my my attacks here. 2. There we go. 3, 4. Okay. So 2 more rounds should get it done. 2 more rounds of 4. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and of course not. All right, there we go. Oh, so that's pretty much, there are 3 bosses in this game that will cause you to reset. This first boss, if you don't get good RNG with it, can cause a reset. The butterfly boss, which just can de-stagger. Like, most of the bosses can be staggered in this game, but for some reason, as you're staggering the butterfly, she just can still throw out attacks, and they one-shot you pretty much, so. Get through this button mashing here. So I'm going to talk about my button layout in a second. What you see me doing is some what we call long jumps in the community. It's pretty much when you roll and jump at the same time on the same frame, you do what is called a long jump. And the easiest way to do that is to put them both on the same button. So I have my PS4 controller triangle is both roll and jump to make it easier to do it. So if you are holding a direction when you do roll and jump, you don't actually go anywhere. It's just a regular jump. You have to hit it and then hit forward after to get the most maximum range out of it. And just do some routing here. Normally on a playthrough, you would get that item right down there, but because I want to do safety strats, I'm going to go and get, what that is a bell. I'm going to get this just in case too. That's 1 bell, and I'm known to lose it by just not glitching the game correctly later on. We're gonna launch jump here. Normally you're not supposed to be able to do that, but you know, it still works out for me. So what we're gonna get some grenades here to make this fight go a little bit quicker. Hopefully I can do this. It's like a 50-50 sometimes where I just do not make it through this fight because I'm too greedy. And I think that bomb was too early. If you hit him with the bomb in the opening animation, it doesn't do as much damage as it potentially could. Oh, right there. Okay, getting out of here. So after half health, he goes into this super mode, and after about a quarter health, he goes into a second super mode where he does 3 attacks with each attack. And I'm just gonna keep safe here, get out, 2, 3, all right. There we go. I almost just auto split. I'm so used to splitting after every boss. All right, so that's second boss, Sada Knight. Pretty straightforward. I get all the gold there. Normally you can leave after about 800, but for safety strats, I want to get all of that gold. Normally you would die from that fall, but if you hold down and X at the same time to jump, you actually just fall below the platform and only lose about half your health. So here I'm going out of the way to get these 3 bells, which will be used for glitches later, instead of the 1 earlier, just to make sure that I don't soft lock. All right, so we're gonna make our way down to get 2 stain pages. Normally you only need 1, but again, just to make sure if I mess up anything, I want to have the second one for safety. So we're going to talk to this guy here. And after you talk to him and buy things from him, you cannot come back here. So even if I bought 1, I can't come back later to buy another if I mess up. So that's why I buy them both right now. Oh man, I should not do that, but I did it. Woo! All right. And we're gonna roll on down here. Hopefully these bats are nice. They're not being good so far. Just don't want to get hit. And do a couple long jumps right here. Get my way down here. And I'm gonna go to. Ooh, thought I got hit. I'm gonna go to the first sanctuary that I'm actually gonna use. I'm gonna level up with the salt that I've gotten so far, level 14. And I use this. You have to be able to get to 14, at least level 13, to be able to use the magic that we use for majority of the run so far. So if I didn't get that first fight, get that first boss, I wouldn't have enough souls, oh my gosh. I wouldn't have enough salt to be able to get right here where I already messed up. I got what I needed to, but for some reason I used a skill somewhere I didn't mean to. Doesn't matter though, I still am able to use my fire attack, which is what I'm going to get right now. So here is one spot where potentially you use the long jump to get across this gap, but what you can do actually, well, actually I'm just gonna try to do it. You can get a double long jump here if this works correctly. And got it. So that's 1 of 2 times you have to do that. Sometimes the bottle can disappear as you're laying it down and you just long jump to your death, which is more likely to happen over here. I did not equip what I needed to. Woo. And this is where I'm going to, this fire attack is pretty much everything that we are gonna be using for this run. We're gonna rage safety. I've died here so many times. This is another reset area for me just because the bottle will disappear as I'm going to long jump, and if that happens, you just kind of drop to your death. So I'm going to hope that it does not do that. All right. And that's how it happens. Luckily, there's a spot right here where I can make it back up there, but if it happens another 2 or 3 times, that will be my death, and we will need to work our way back. Well, it won't be that far, but we'll have to work our way back here. So this is where I want to be. But so that's an example where you lay this bottle down and you're supposed to be able to read it, but it disappears before you are able to read it. So I also have the action ability on my triangle, so you can read and do a long jump at the same time, and that was it. That can take me like 4 or 5 times, so I'm on a pretty okay pace right now, at least for my PB. Definitely not world record pace. World record, Andy Rock, and I don't know if he's watching right now, but that guy is phenomenally fast at this game. He's got me by, I think, 10 minutes on his world record, and I do not plan on ever getting there. But this game is fun nonetheless. So that is, there's just so many bosses I'm gonna run through that I just can't even talk about them by the time that I essentially beat them. So this is the next big glitch right here. This is called, I don't even know what it's called. I'm pretty sure it's ladder clipping, whatever it's called. It's essentially, if you do a long jump while you are going up or down a ladder, you actually end up being pushed off it one, I don't know how many pitches exactly, but one portion back, like 1 bit back. And if you keep mashing the long jump button, or essentially roll and jump at the same time, you keep going diagonally away from the ladder upwards. So we use that to kind of go out of bounds into a couple different areas. That's really how we get to all of the bosses that we're going to be fighting. All right, I've died here a lot, so I'm taking this safe. And we're working our way down here to the Kraken, which pretty straight. A lot of these bosses are pretty straightforward. I meant to launch up in here. everyone pretty much gets staggered by magic, and it's a piece of cake. This is the whole run right here. Honestly, the hardest part about it is just the maneuvering between sections. And okay, no, I wanted that to be. Why did that say no? Okay, sorry, I thought I went the wrong way. This is the right way. So I'm working my way up to. We're going up really far up here, so there's a lot of mashing going on. I try to do an even tempo, even pace with my mashing so that I don't drop it, but I have been known to drop this. If it does happen, depending on where it is, I'll probably just bell back to that sanctuary and do it again. But we're going up to fight the Kraken Dragon, I believe is the name of it. And you just see these bats just kind of chase me everywhere. They have hit me before, and I didn't know that they actually could based on how fast you're going, so it's always scary. Enemies can hit you while you're doing this, and that knocks you out of the glitch, essentially. So there's this enemy going to be coming up here that can also hit me. I'm hoping he doesn't. He didn't do his attack animation, so we're good. And going to work our way up here. What I'm getting is, what we're going to do before the fight is the shadow flip, shadow jump. I'm not sure the actual name of it, but it lets me jump off walls, essentially. So I'm going to, there we go. And no, I do not want to do, I'm going to right off that. All right, there we go, so got it. I may go quiet at some parts here. I'm honestly not used to talking a lot about this game while I'm running it. I'm usually pretty quiet just because it is kind of intensive to do some of these inputs. The boss fight's pretty simple, so I can talk during the boss fights for most of them just because it is this staggering. And donations, and if you have any rollover donations from the last run also, I don't have too much more to say. There are very few minor glitches I will still talk about later on, but for the most part, I'm just talking so that it's not quiet. Just let me know. So that's that boss. I'm gonna get the safety save here because this boss coming up is probably the most, for me, the trolliest boss. This next boss, oh my gosh, I like to call Butterfly because she just looks like a giant butterfly, insects, I don't even know. But this boss does get staggered with the magic, but can still attack with the stagger. All right, good, I made this. So hopefully they do not get an attack out. The last 3 times I've done this, they did not attack, which does not bode well and will likely, I'm probably gonna die like 3 or 4 times here. Hopefully that does not happen. So coming up, what I'm gonna be doing is I'm actually gonna be dropping into the fight from above, and normally the fall would kill you, but I don't know who found this out, and I don't even know how it works specifically, but if you jump out of this animation, this glitch animation, and then wiggle your control stick back and forth, left and right, really fast, you take no fall damage. No idea why it happens, but it works wonders for this fight to get us into it. All right, I'm gonna be quiet for this. Come on. Please be very generous. This is not generous. That was generous. Okay, definitely thought she was going to attack. She still can throw an attack out at any point, and hoping that she doesn't. Oh, but no, no, no. Please, no. Oh, all right. Gonna work my way back up there. So that's a perfect example. You stagger her the whole time, and she's still able to pull that attack out. So I got away from the first one. I didn't get the fire back out to stagger her from the second attack. That was my fault completely. Should have been a little quicker with that. Honestly, just nervous of getting hit by those fireballs or the soul balls, whatever they are. So we're gonna lose about 45 seconds here, getting back there, and then the time for the fight. So probably about 1:15 from that, and that's pretty much the reset right there. But not in a no reset marathon. So luckily, along with that, so let's say, off chance I land here, kills me before I get my salt back. You don't need any more salt for the rest of this run. You can use it to get more powerful, make the bosses go quicker, but essentially I have enough level up to be able to finish this game. So sometimes it's happened where I've died to her right away when I land, and it's not fun, but you don't need the salt, and at this point you can just keep going through the run if you need to. Good start. Oh, bad start. She did it twice. All right. Well, this is why I don't even know what to say. I play games that make me very upset. RNG games in general. This isn't too RNG heavy, but you get used to just stuff like that, where I have no control over her being able to attack with that, and I got a little greedy trying to jump in early. But good news is, once we get through this fight, a majority of the other fights are really straightforward. There's only one fight that, if I take it quick, can be kind of risky, but I'm going to try to take safe strats just so that I don't die to that fight. Even though if I mean, 3-4 times here, still should be able to make under 40 minutes if everything else goes well. We'll see. I say that, and I'm probably going to die, too. I can think of like 5 bosses that I've died to this week, aside from this, so we'll see how it goes. Just listen to that music. Alright. I'm already getting hit by something. I don't know what it is. Please. Everyone just pray to RNGesus that this does not happen. Exactly what I did not want to happen. No, you need to... Alright. Safe. Come on. Okay, I'll take that. Oh my gosh. Thank you. That is one of the most frustrating bosses of this entire run. I would cry myself to sleep every night. Oh yeah, I lost all of it, that's right. Good thing I don't need it. I said that hoping I would get it back. But so the reason I buy 2 of these here is just sometimes I will do this and I accidentally buff my weapon instead of desecrating that temple. So the reason we desecrate the temple is so that when you use the bell, what we call the bell dupe, and I'll explain that a little bit too. When you use the bell dupe, normally bells will send you back to wherever you last rested. Now, since that is technically where we last rested, by desecrating it, we cannot be taken back there. So you can use the bell essentially as a safety save. And what you'll see right after this fight is I'm going to use it to jump off a really high cliff, die, and then respawn right where I land. So it lets me pretty much land from really high drops. And there you go. No, that was not good. So what is this? I think this takes me right outside. We'll see. That's why I have safety saves. Oh goodness, where is this? Oh, this is very not good. All right, so I'm already kind of soft locked. I can't go back anywhere with my horn. I have a save for right after that butterfly fight that I had just in case. I actually just want to make sure I know which one it is here. Give me 1 second. Because normally you're supposed to jump with the bell. Let's see here. I've got it saved. 4, 5. Okay, so this should be the one. 14, 28 after, yeah, okay. So I'm gonna cheat a little bit. I leveled up because the safety save has the levels up in it, but essentially what would happen, and you'll see it later on, is you're supposed to drop down here with the bell and get a safety save with it. So you would land here and just continue onward this way, which, sorry to say, this is already a false run, but I'm not making a PB or a world record, so I'm not too torn about that. The whole point really is to show the run as best I can. So what we're doing now, we're going to be going to fight the Stench and get a new ability as well right after it, which lets me jump a direction in the air. So it's kind of like a directional air dodge, but you can still get hit while you're doing it. Yeah, and that's like I said, these fights are going to be pretty straightforward from here on out. It's really all about the movement to and from the bosses. I loaded the wrong save. I apologize. I'm going in ready to fight this boss. I loaded the wrong save. I'll load the first one here. There we go. I hope this is the right save, please. Oh my goodness. All right, well, technical difficulties. I'm going to do this. Give me a minute. I apologize, everyone. I'm going to reload the game up here. We're going to do after butterfly will be number 2 here. All right, let's try this again. So I know I put it in there. I don't know why it didn't show up in the order I put it in.
Does that count as a reset?
No, I mean, I'm still, the timer's still going. I didn't stop the timer.
Why do you do this to us, man?
This is why I brought the safety saves, because I knew something was going to go wrong. Well,
I know, man, but now, people are going to call us, they're going to say we're liars. I mean, we're called no reset.
Listen, if you keep the timer going, it's not resetting. There we go. All right, this is the one.
All right, fine. I'll live by your words of wisdom.
All right, so I'm going to do level ups because I'm a ScrubCasual. I need this extra level up here. And we'll pretend I never died ever, and this is a completely legitimate run worthy of world record in the next 17 minutes. All right, there we go. We'll get rid of that. Now I need to hope that I do this correctly, because this has... Exactly. Oh my goodness. I don't understand it. Gonna have to do it again. I'm gonna load up like 3 pre-saves. I don't understand. I'm standing next to it, and this is what happened during my practice runs. Is you have this icon that's saying desecrate temple, and I push it, and it doesn't desecrate the temple. So you're gonna have to load that pre-save again. I'm gonna load up like 5 of them, so I don't have to do this a 3rd time. But the crappy part is that you have to. Let's see here, 3. You have to exit out of the game every time to load them in. All right. So this is going very smoothly, exactly how I expected it to. But I'm gonna say estimate 40 minutes. Let's just bump that up to like 40 minutes and 1 second, because that's what I'm gonna need after this. That 1 second's gonna be my underestimate. All right, let's do this. And that's a prime example of usually why I buy 2, which in these safety saves I did not, and that's my fault. All right, let's do this again. Just so I cannot do this, let's just do this. This has got to do it. I can't buff a weapon if I don't have a weapon. How did I buff a weapon without a weapon? Someone explain this to me. All right, then safety save number 2. Let's go. Good golly. I probably could have gotten back to where I am in about 10 minutes. 10 minutes I've wasted trying to do this. All right. I don't even need this. We're just gonna... Alright, let's desecrate this temple. Come on. I honestly don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry, everyone. This is... embarrassing. We'll go back to here. Yeah, check this. Come on. Man, I'm honestly at a loss of words. All right, I have a better idea. I didn't even think about this. I have a safety save that's supposed to be right at the sailboat. I should have done this like a minute ago. I forgot I had this save. That's gonna be better. All right, so was that 10-minute loss just from missing one bell drop? That's rough, I tell you. But let's see, 15 minutes, get through 30 minutes of gameplay, well, 20 minutes of gameplay. I can do that. This is where the ScrubCasual really comes out. All right, cannot mash this button any harder. Okay, yeah, I definitely was not ready. There you go. So this is the correct one I should have done a while ago, where this is going to be essentially I bell duped, drop down, and now I will go kill the Rotten. I'm glad I made that save, not glad I completely forgot about it. So we made our way all the way back over here again. You have to turn this, use this torch here, because this section right here is dark. You can do it without, but typically you'll end up rolling off, and it just gets hectic after that. So let's pull out our fire here. We're going to jump our way back over there in a minute, but this should be the fight. I'm done. All right, I'm just going to get this flip. I apologize, everyone. I don't want to keep this any later than it needs to be. I'm going to just move on as if I killed this boss here. All right, so you do that, you would talk to her, and that is where you get the move to the aerial dodge from. And then you continue, you load up, you go on the sailboat, and then you make your way over to the next boss, which is the Bloodless Prince. All right.
You know what I just did?
What'd you just do?
I just donated $9.55. Do you know why?
Is that how much time I wasted?
No, actually, nothing like that. On a scale of 1 to 1,000, that's how much I like you right now.
So like 955 out of 1,000, or like 9.5? That's.
I'll let you figure that one out.
All right.
No, but seriously, I just donated $9.55 because I figured I'd get a donation train started.
Yo,
Since
I
I'm a
appreciate
big
that.
guy, like, and you need like the first car up ahead to just pull everyone else.
No, I mean, honestly, I'm upset. I know I've got some friends watching that they're not donating, so. You know.
Really?
Yeah. At least they told me they'd be watching. If they're not, they're gonna hear about it later.
I mean, you still call them friends. That's kind of impressive, really.
Well, the last time I was here doing the Diablo run, I I definitely talked a lot of crap about my friends, so I can understand why they wouldn't want to watch. So
yeah, well.
This is the Bloodless Prince. This is the last boss that really kind of like breaks out of stagger, so I'm going to try to take this slow just to not get hit and be able to continue the rest of this flawless run. There you go. All right. No, this one's going to hit. No, it's not.
There you go.
Come on. Come on.
And it's kind of like, you know, left, right, left. The military steps.
That one's going to hurt.
Oh, ow. You got this.
I'm ready. Get out of here. Jeez. All right. That's gonna hurt too. All right, we'll go back at it. Man, I tell you, these nerves are real right now.
You got this.
I'm ready.
I'm in your head.
Can everyone else hear you, or is that just me? Because that's creepy. It definitely will sound. Oh no, she retained. You donated. It would sound really bad if I just was talking to myself, which, you know, I already do enough. Let's go get this boss. You know, I could really go over some Taco Bell right now. Some soda. My mouth is dry AF. All right. First try, we got this. So honestly, if you could just do that two-hand attack the whole time, that's what I want. That would be the best. Because that gets staggered. Yeah. Keep doing that. Yes. No, not that. That is not what I want. This is going to be rough. That's going to be it. Oh, boy. All right. So the tough part about this now is I need to have one potion at the end of this, and your potions don't respawn. Since you used the bell glitch to drop and die, your potions don't respawn until you rest at a bonfire, or whatever they're called in this sanctuary, as it's called in the name. So I essentially have one potion left. I need to use it to recover health on a drop later that I'm going to be doing to get another spell that is very important. So I pretty much have to do this without getting hit. which, you know, is plausible. All right. That's not good. Ooh, buddy. This game is fun. If anyone hasn't played this game, all right, I'm gonna give you a little bit about this. So, the game, this game came out 4 years ago, 2015. So yeah, 4 years ago, and people were speedrunning this like from the start. The speedrun for this has changed dramatically from the start of this game. You used to have to get all the way to a section later, which you will see me get to get what is called Dark Reach, which is a very powerful spell that you use as a magic. You use the canes for it, and that was way before we were ever able to do any of the out-of-bounds glitches. We knew about the long jump glitch, but people weren't very proficient at it, and that must have been before people thought about, let's do this, come on. All right. I'm just gonna shut up here to be able to do this. It was one hit. All right, I'll take that. So he dies. Please still say it. All right, well, you had to see Obliterator show up. I still get to keep the boss will now be gone. I still get to keep my potion. That is best case scenario in that, because I will actually respawn with full health right here. God bless. And I'm gonna work my way now to Karstjaw. Let's see here. Way down here. That's not what I want. There we go. All right. So this is, hopefully I can do this correct this time, this belt glitch. All right. So you do it like that when you jump, and you're supposed to be able to respawn where you land. And that's what should have happened 15 minutes ago. This is not good. There we go. All right. I had the wrong item out. So what this does mean, I don't have a bell, so I might be able to save and quit. I think not right now, but later on, you're supposed to be able to bell after one of the bosses to get back to his sanctuary. I do believe I should be able to save and quit. If not, again, I have a safety save just to make things go pretty quick. This run is definitely not a very verifiable run, so if I have to walk along the edge a little bit, I'm fine with that at this point, just to keep this marathon going. So right up here, I'm gonna run up to these unicorns, which are narwhal. I don't know what they are. These things can pretty much one-shot you, and their movement is very sporadic. You really can't judge it well. It's hard to dodge through it. So it's quicker to just stand there and kill them than it would be to try to run by them. So this section coming up here is where I actually need the where I need my potion for. So I'm gonna be doing a lot of drops that will I will take damage for. Up here. All right. Come on. I'm gonna try to take this safe so I don't. I have died going down here a few times, and it's very embarrassing. And I say that now as if it's not going to happen again, but I'm trying to be safe with it. All right. Should be just enough. Oh my God, there we go. Whew. I always get so scared when I'm doing this. So this is normally where you'd go with the original speedruns when they started doing this, and you talk to this person, you get entered into a hidden cult, a hidden sanctuary, essentially religion, which gets you a ton of powerful magic. I forget which one I was playing on. There we go. Thank God for symbols there. So when you end game and you come back, you load back in, you actually load to the last sanctuary you ran through, which was right here. So even though I haven't rested at one, this is where it brings me. So I'm gonna put those two here, gonna do some level ups. I'll take 34. I should be a little higher than that, but do what I can. I'll do this. So at this point, all the levels I'm doing are just to get me do I have enough gold? I should have enough gold. Just make me stronger so I can go through these bosses a little quicker. So here's Dark Reach. I will possibly use this. I don't always have to use it. It depends on the boss RNG, but that's what the original speedruns used to do 4 years ago, and things have changed a lot since then. I don't have enough for that. I should have figured. I mean, you don't need that second ring. They just give you extra magic damage, so it's helpful, but it's not necessary. I lost 100 gold somewhere. Gonna pull this out here. Dark Reach, make sure I have everything I need. Just in case, I will do that. Alright, so we're gonna go fight Ronin Kran, which never lost to the boss before last night, I should say. And then last night I was on a PB run, and I lost to him 3 times in a row. So, you know what, that just goes to show that this game can really mess up a good run. These bosses, it is somewhat RNG. You can't really manipulate the moves that they're going to use. You just have to try to get this stagger started before they attack you. Aside from 2 of the bosses, which just do not get staggered. Oh my goodness. Please do not do that. Alright, so now that he's staggered, as long as I am not stupid and do not mess the stagger up, it should be perfectly fine. Alright, so I'm going to get a safety sanctuary in this next section here, which is why I actually have the horn equipped still, because I have to horn back to the sanctuary I was just at later on. If I do not take the safety, I would normally just respawn there when I end game, but I do not want to have to keep doing this over and over. This next boss can be a pain. So, not as bad as the butterfly, because the butterfly is more just randomly they get out of the stagger. This boss is just a chaotic mess. So, I'm going to kill these guys just so they do not chase me down here. Try to get over here. It's going to be easier to jump from here, and let's try to get this done. Alright, so one of the spells I just got, you're going to see, just shoots out a bunch of these orbs, dark spirits. This first half of this is going to be me taking them out while trying not to get hit by any of this fire, which I probably will. I will do my best not to, though. Please do not hit me. Alright, I'll take that. And get over this side here. I just got hit by fire. That's not going to be good. Alright, come on. There we go. Oh my goodness, I'm going to die from that too. So that's a rough attack. It's like a flamethrower. This is very slow, but hopefully... Well, there we go. Oof. So that boss, like I said, that'd be really tricky to fight that boss. I'm going to die from that. Just because there's a lot going on up here to do a long jump over to this next section. And if I were to die there and not take that safety save, it would have been a very long run back there. Just like coming up here, I likely am going to die. I do not think I have enough health, but I'm going to try it anyway just because, you know what, gotta go fast. So I don't know why it happens, but dropping down here sometimes I have died, and wish I knew why. So this next boss is also pretty straightforward, just stagger him. And this is where, after this boss, I normally choose end game. On a PB run, you just end game and go back to the sanctuary you need to, but I have the horns because I took the safety save to continue on with the run. All right. So anyone who played this casually probably sees how easy this is now, and I remember like when I played this casually, it took me a very long time to beat a lot of these bosses. Actually, I'm gonna level up while I can now. The map is actually phenomenal. Of all of the Dark Souls-esque games, aside from Dark Souls 1, this is probably my next favorite map, just because of the layout. You have to go all over the place, but it doesn't feel like you are backtracking often. It really is like you're exploring new sections. It doesn't feel like a chore. So if you haven't played this game casually, definitely do it. It's super fun. All these glitches are fun to do. Like I enjoy the run when I'm not messing up the important text needed. But definitely one of my favorite games to play. All right, so coming up here, from here on out, it's just, I'm going to be using a lot of that, the black orb magic to beat these bosses. It does more damage just in general. There are very few bosses I will use the red fire magic for. It's really, I don't know why it is alternating the way it does, but all the speedruns do it the same way, and I'm not going to try to change anything. All right, so just right here, you are going to hurt me. Why are you doing this? All right, so once he picks that up, he will become staggered. So he hits 3 attacks normally. You want to land under him when you first get here, so he attacks to the right instead of to the left. I overextended when I ran in, but still I didn't hit. Oh, also there's supposed to be a second ghost there that's attacking you, a second spirit. But because you don't ever go far enough to the right, it doesn't spawn it, and you only have to worry about that one that gets staggered. One of the things about the black magic, the black orb magic, is when there are multiple enemies, it has trouble knowing which enemy you want it to attach, so just attach both. So we're going to do an out of bounds here as well to work our way up to King Leoric, that I like to call him. Just giant undead skeleton, kind of standing here doing nothing, not bothering anyone. I'm just going to go break into his home and beat him up. That's just what you do in this game. Actually, honestly, I don't even know why half of these bosses are bosses. They're just, they're very nice people. They're just trying to live their lives, and we're ruining it. I feel kind of bad thinking about it. All right. All right. I thought that was going to hit me. So, at this point, we just need to hope that I don't die to anything. All right, I am going to die to this. Literally, as I say that, please do not hit me. All right, good. Oof. So one of the benefits is they start an attack with the animation. It happens in the cutscene. What are you doing to me? So that the animation happens, but you don't take any damage from it. So that was one of those lucky times where he started the animation before the opening, so it happened during the opening cutscene or the boss cutscene. All right. So, all right, we're gonna work our way over here to the Wet Nurse. I'd like to name them after Dark Souls bosses just because that's favorite game series, and I mean this game really is inspired by that style of gameplay, and you will notice it with some of the bosses that was not bad. Okay, you need to not be here. Please do not chase me. They're probably going to chase me. And okay. Whew. So they're actually, I am not wearing it. Okay. So there's actually invisible enemies in this area that will come into this room after you beat this boss. So you are very not nice. Please stop. You need to stop. All right, there we go. Just want to heal up there. All right, stagger again. So normally you wanted to try to jump on this ladder before they can even hit you, but I'm just going to keep jumping with this fire so that any of that do come in cannot hit me. I've died here to one of them before, and it sucked, and I lost a ton of time. And for marathon safety, I'm just not going to. Of all the other marathon safety things, that's probably the easiest thing to come back from. All right. And we're going to work up here to just giant chimeras. I don't even understand what this is here for, but like I said, played this game 4 years ago. Could not tell you, do not hit me. Could not tell you the story anymore. It's been a long time. Anyone that has seen speedruns of this in the past, this was done at like, I think AGDQ 2 years ago, and I think that was the other like big marathon race that it was part of. You need to save one out of this. All right. So by beating that boss, you get, what do you get? That's where you get the air dodge from. I said you got the air dodge earlier. That's where you get the directional dodge from, and you don't actually get to use it unless you exit game and come back in here. So that is why I do that there. So I have it. So I'm able to use it. And you need to use it later on to be able to access one of the bosses. So from here on out, as long as I don't die to Witch, which I say that, but she has some kind of easy to dodge attacks, but they're just super powerful. If you get hit by one of them, just like the lightest bit of it, you'll die. So we're gonna hope it doesn't happen, but tonight's been going pretty good.
You had to jinx it, didn't you?
Oh, I mean, I've said that like 4 times now, and I haven't died to some of them. But the ones I needed to not die to, I died to multiple times. So, as I expected. All right, see, that's what I want her to do. This is not what I want her to do. Okay, got it out.
Do we have time for a couple donations?
Yes, please. I do not want to talk anymore.
Well, we had a $20 anonymous donation, and right before that, Zandra donated $55, and
Was that for the 5-5
it
chest?
says, "Yeah, it's sorry I'm late. Here's to getting my lucky number 5 in Ganon's Tower. Let's keep speedrunning wonderful games together." Hard.
Yo, that was such a crazy run. For anyone that
That was
didn't check that out, I can't imagine trying to do 2 of those at one time. Oh man, and I love Link to the Past randomizer, but that's too much for me. So you want to start with the fire for this one to get rid of the unskinned quickly, and then you want to switch over. I got hit by that. Because this enemy, there you go. That enemy hangs out in the air a little too much, but I got the kill. All right,
Nice.
So I still got to run back here, but the boss is dead, so I can kind of just run right through. Not too bad, not a huge time loss because I just spawned right before the witch, probably about a minute. We got 40, ooh, 45. I thought we were still like 39. Dear bless. We're honestly probably about like 7 minutes away. So I'm very thankful that that 3-hour estimate was beaten very easily so that I can take all that saved time and lose it for us. That was my plan all along. Honestly, I'm just waiting to get some of the pity donations from people watching. Just to, I'm waiting for those to come through any minute now. $100, $200, just to get me off this screen. God, I really wasn't sure if the boss would be there, but they are. So this is one of the sections where it's useful to have the air jump here, but not necessary. This upcoming section at the Sanctuary is where I'm going to need it. So I'm going to drop down here, drink a potion, just because I have another drop I need to do, so that I can survive it. All right. And then I'm going to get a safety Sanctuary. I don't want to open that. Not open that. Get a safety Sanctuary here to combat to in the future. So my hoping is that I'm gonna try to save and quit after the 3 kings, and I should be, that's rough. I should be able to just respawn back in there. If not, just another safety save. We're gonna have to load up save state because I'm not trying to waste more time after that. I'm making my way back. So what we're getting into after this is gonna be essentially a 3-boss fight. That was not good. I'm gonna make my way down. Okay. 3-boss fight. Normally, like if you're not using magic, this boss fight is actually really tough. You have 2 kind of like melee enemies and 1 magic using enemy that it's non-stop chaos. But with the staggers, it makes the boss fight really easy. I always do that, and I always scare myself thinking I missed the ledge. There we go. Okay. And I'm gonna heal here. Get the red right. So this is one of the ones where you're going to switch from the fire. You do the fire for the first 2, and then that's too far away. The black magic orbs for the last one because he floats around. There we go. All right. So hopefully I can get the 3rd one staggered. He's floating a little too high up there. I need to get rid of this guy right now. Come on. And there we go. Okay. So now, please stop. What are you doing? Okay. So, like I said, normally you would use a bell to get out of here, but because I do not have a bell, I'm just going to save and quit and hope that I load up there. And if not, it's going to take another minute to load up that safety save. All right. Cool. So there are only 2 more bosses left. The last boss is actually super easy to stagger. This upcoming boss has trolled me in the past, so I'm hoping that he goes easy on me. Like last night, I lost him 3 times in a row. So pray to RNGesus. That's pretty much my method for everything I run. No, okay, and that is how I died last night. So I'm glad it didn't hit me, but now I gotta wait for these things to disappear. Just don't do anything. Keep doing that.
With the sound effects, because you send just a flurry of projectiles towards the boss, with that sound effect that keeps repeating, I'm just waiting for the bass to drop.
Honestly, I've never thought of that, but I can definitely hear that. All right, I actually don't want to take damage here. So we're on our way to the final boss. the unnamed king or something king. I don't know. I've never cared. He goes down super easy.
Well, do we have time for a quick donation?
Yes, please.
We have Jerkins McLean, who donates $5, and they say, "Hey everyone, it's me, the illustrious Jerkins McLean, donating to a speedrun charity."
All right. Thank you for that.
Thank you for your $5 donation. Much appreciated.
All right, so I gotta get this first one off before he hits me, and then he's dead. There we go. This is the end of the run. Final boss, epic music going on, and you just...
Woo. And someone drops like
Ooh.
a chair, something. What was that?
I don't know.
What'd you do? What'd you break?
I'm afraid to look, so if I drop this, I'm gonna die and have to come all the way back here.
Nah. You good. So time's on final hit?
No, I have to actually drop into a
time.
well.
No, I'm just kidding.
You just cut the time 10 minutes ago, and we'll pretend.
Yeah.
So in like 10 seconds here, once I've dropped down this well, so hard to see. It's gonna be right here, and time. Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Everything I didn't want to go wrong went wrong. More than what I thought would go wrong went wrong.
Then you know what? You've showcased the entire spectrum of possibilities for this game.
Oh man.
That's not a bad thing.
So, I mean, I want to apologize. There's one boss I didn't get to fight. It's no different than all the others, just because I thought I had a safety save before it, and I did not, and that's on me. So.
It's all good. No worries.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, and also I gotta say we did put the slowpoke on the couch too early at the 40-minute mark, because then I remembered that you did ask me to change your estimate to 45, and I didn't do it. So I did a quick switcheroo.
It now. Yeah.
And yeah, but I mean, you're 5 minutes over estimate. Whatever, man. It happens.
Yeah. I mean, thankfully we saved 30 plus minutes earlier, I think it was, on the last run. So
Should be fine.
But thank you for having me here again. That's all I got. Thank you.
Well, thank you for coming all the way down to Montreal to participate in our little humble speedrunning event that started 3 years ago now. This is basically where it all started, Latin TS 2016. And this is our 4th edition here at this event, and I just gotta say, it's kind of mind-blowing how far we've come and how we, it's a good mix of new people and familiar faces that keep coming back, so it's amazing. And yeah, thanks for just, playing games and making them look good for us while raising money for a cause that's very dear to me. So thank you, ScrubCasual, for being back with us. I really appreciate it.
All right, thanks a lot, man.
All right, well, big oof.
Biggest oof. Oh,
biggest oof.
Oh, so I didn't mention this. I didn't want to introduce myself. I was going to donate $10 for every death. I'm still going to do it, but I didn't want to say it beforehand and be like, no, I've got to die. So that was my plan to do it the whole time. I just didn't want to jinx myself. So expect that probably tomorrow.
All right, all good, perfect. So everyone, stay tuned. Next up, we have Crystal Beans from Dungeon Explorer by Down, and we're gonna do a quick setup and be right back.